In today's world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the major problems we face, from the unfolding environmental crisis to the crushing cost of unaffordable housing. In this short video, cutting-edge social science from the Journal of Australian Political Economy reveals a single underlying issue, giving rise to these and other serious problems. This is an analysis offering new insight and a new way forward. Please join us as we unveil the land issue. To begin, it's important to understand a dangerous survival paradox built into our current economic system. The paradox is this: to ensure the jobs we need, we all rely on the economy growing by about 3% every year, meaning it must double in size every 24 years. The problem is that this exponential growth also depends on exponential resource extraction and pollution, resulting in a host of worsening environmental problems that are overshadowing the benefits of transitioning to renewables. Put simply, the survival paradox is that we currently all rely on economic growth, yet infinite growth on a finite planet has now reached sustainability limits. To resolve this now urgent survival paradox, we must get to the root of our collective reliance on economic growth. To do this, social science has been used to trace this reliance back to capitalism's very first privatisation, Britain's 16th century land privatisation. Spreading worldwide through colonisation, it was land privatisation that radically transformed communities, shifting people from a common system of local collaboration on land held in common to a market system that forced people into markets to pay for land. To this day, the need to pay for land for housing has monumental, even lifelong implications, often dictating the nature of our work and the time we must dedicate to it. The extent of this market commitment to pay for land then means there's little choice but to hand over other aspects of our lives to the market, like how we secure housing, how we obtain food, our reliance on cars, and so much more. In short, as economic luminaries like Adam Smith tell us, it's land privatisation that sits at the structural foundation of the market system. As such, paying the rent or mortgage leads to an often lifelong and full-time reliance on work opportunities that come from economic growth. We then have to rely on markets to meet just about all of our needs. The problem is that we're now reaching the limits of this dependence on economic growth, in that it's causing ecological breakdown. So, if it is indeed land privatisation that continues to lock us all into unsustainable growth, could returning to a modern urban version of housing commons provide an alternative? Urban land commons would restore a form of land and housing security that doesn't lock everyone into markets, providing a true alternative that could balance the dangerous downsides of market systems. For those who chose it, this land foundation would facilitate the revival of local and sustainable commoning skills, like community-based forms of food production, self-build housing, and repair and share programs. The restoring of commons may sound far-fetched. However, in an international housing crisis, non-market housing policies are already catching the eye of many policymakers. One such precedent is in Vienna. Ranked the world's most livable city, a staggering 60% of its 2 million residents live in some form of secure and high-quality government-facilitated housing, with very low rents. Such a policy could provide the key. Socially, it would allow many countries to address the housing crisis. Environmentally, it would restore a non-market land foundation for an alternative to unsustainable economic growth. In conclusion, while the market economy undoubtedly has benefits, to balance its now existential, environmental and social challenges, we must find ways to re-establish land, like air and water, as a common good. This means we need to address the land issue.